Capricorn, greetings and salutations, my friends. Today we're going to do something a little different. Today we are pulling cards with the intentions of calling out issues of self-care. We're doing this because ultimately improving self will improve all relationships in our life, be it romantic or otherwise. Ooh, Capricorn. You are stuck in a position where you are constantly bidding for somebody else's attention some way or somehow, right? And you aren't doing this as like a outwardly manipulative thing. You're doing this because you're having trouble voicing what you want. This is kind of like the person who comes home from a hard day at work, just sits down and they're like, sigh, and they wait for the person to be like, oh, what's wrong? You know, you don't want to be a burden on that person. You want that person to invite you into that problem solving energy. So you're not speaking up and you're bidding for somebody else's attention. All right. And when you're not getting that attention, you are judging that person for not indulging in your passive aggressive behavior. Ultimately, you kind of feel like you're the outsider, right? So all these people are doing something, or, you know, and although you're there and within the energy, you're still kind of excluded from the situation. And it gives you this feeling of the only way to bring balance to the situation is to walk away, to leave. Like you're like, it frustrates you to the point where it's just like you want to run. So ultimately, what I'm getting out of this is that you are not speaking up to say what it is you need, and you're putting all the blame on the other persons or the other party, right? Person or part. It could be one person or group. See where I'm going with that? You're putting the blame on them, but you're the one who's not speaking up and saying what it is that you need or you want or setting those expectations. Hmm. Hmm. Ultimately, you cannot move forward or upward, right? Until you resolve these types of energies. So, yeah, you either have to leave the situation or you have to speak up and state your expectations on how you need the situation to change. Capricorn, this is one of those situations, and this is exactly the problem with self-care. You're expecting somebody else to either A, read your mind, which they can't do, or B, offer the assistance when they don't know that there's a problem there. So you need to speak up early and you need to speak up often on what it is you need and what these expectations are. If you're not happy in some way, shape, or form and you hold that in and you expect the other person just to figure it out, eventually that's going to lead to anger and resentment, right? So I understand that not everybody is comfortable with uncomfortable conversations, but now is just the time that you have to do that. You have to get used to those things, right? Okay, so remember, the purpose of this reading is to call out issues of self-care and how it affects your relationships. People cannot read your mind. You have to speak up for yourself. That's what you need to focus on. So, if you feel triggered or are upset by this reading, feel free to leave your comments or feel free to leave your. If you are triggered or upset by this reading, feel free to vent your frustrations in the comments below. It's better that you say it to somebody like me who expects it and understands than to vent these frustrations out on your loved ones. The purpose of this reading is to sit with yourself and make some changes within yourself in order to improve all of your relationships. You can't change other people. So go ahead and vent if you need to vent. Sit down and take the time to accept what you're looking at and find out what you can do in order to improve. I hope you found a message that serves your highest good, and I will see you next time.